what I wanted to talk about today was just 7 things that I learned by traveling across Norway in my last trip, long Norway round from last summer. Bear with me, but now, intro. Number 1, camping prices. Everybody told me that Norway was quite expensive, and make no mistake, it is. But I would say that overall, as long as you're staying away from big cities, which is the mistake that Marco and I made once, but only once in Oslo, camping prices are just fine, probably on the average across Europe. We are talking about 10 to 15 euros average for one night to pitch your tent. So pretty much acceptable, and you don't need to book anything in advance. You just, I don't know, like Google it on the map or just pinpointing on the map, you just show up, and usually it's just fine to just go there and have your camping site ready for the night. Number 2, mosquitoes. This is also something that many people warn me about in advance, and I would say that it's normally true. I thought it would have been worse in the sense that they will be all over the place everywhere. But I have found probably they do some kind of treatment on the areas, but in camping sites, I haven't found any, to be honest. Wild camping though was another story. The few times that we went wild camping, we needed to take care of mosquitoes by building up a small campfire, using mosquito nets or whatever. So just keep that in mind. Number 3, the road sign M. So I learned that the M sign, usually it's on the side of the road where there are a few, they're similar to parking location, but on the other side of the road, but they're not meant to park, they're only for a temporary stop. And I believe they are called, I needed to write it down, Mote Plus. Well, my Norwegian friend, I hope that they will correct my pronunciation because it's gonna be horrible. You can't just stop there. And there was an episode while in the Geiranger Pass where some guy from a van taught us that.
What do you think about the symbol M?
Oh, I need to think about that very well. I don't think that I can say it out loud for going on YouTube.
So, apparently you cannot stop where the symbol M is, we didn't know that.
Number 4, nothing can really prepare you to stay for so many days if you're spending a considerable amount of time without seeing the dark sky overnight. You have daylight 24/7 and it's just a fantastic sensation. You enjoy, of course, so many available hours to ride, to look for a camping site, to cook, to do everything that you need to do. But you really get used to it, but nothing can prepare you for that. Number 5, this is directly related to the available daylight during daytime, because you don't get dark. The best time of the day to visit Nordkapp, at least in summer, is actually nighttime, because it's still daylight overnight. And as long as you are not interested in visiting the tourist center, which is open until 1 a.m. if I remember correctly, you can save, I think it was 28, 25, 27 euros, something like that, for the entry to the tourist center, which you can't skip if you go there during daytime because there's a barrier and the till to pay. They wouldn't let you in. But as long as you're fine skipping that, you can just wait and just go there by night, and there's no barrier anymore. You can just proceed straight up to the Nordkapp monument, take a pictures, because you wouldn't even normally be allowed to go there with your vehicle. Number 6. This applies overall to Norway in general, specifically to the northernmost part, from the Lofoten Island to Tromsø, that kind of area. It's even worse. If you just go to any kind of supermarket, it might be very hard for you if you are just trying to buy some alcohol, like even a light beer or anything, because early in the afternoon they just close off the lanes where they sell alcohol in the supermarket, and if you still manage to grab a bottle or a can or something and you go to the till, they wouldn't let you buy that. And we are talking even 3-4 p.m. in some location. So just take that in mind. There's not gonna be any hardcore partying when it comes to booze if you show up later in the afternoon. Number 7, police cars. there aren't just as many around. They typically use a lot of speed cameras and cameras in general to enforce law. They are very strict on the speed limit sometimes, so just bear in mind when you travel across cities, bridges, any major junctions, any kind of infrastructure really, but even in the countryside, just keep that in mind. Hey, do you know that in Norway, speed cameras shoot only from the front, and so since they cannot catch your plate because you're on a motorbike, you can just speed up? Well, okay, thanks, but I think that we should not give that advice. And these were the 7 things that I learned by traveling across Norway over the long Norway run from last summer. Thanks for watching.